In a world of name brand items, they are originals. They are the GenXperts.
I'd like to welcome you back to the GenX podcast. We are the GenXperts. I'm here today with part of the GenXperts crew. I have Dr. Derek Clements with me, Ms. Courtney Clements, and Dr. Amanda Salazar-Higgins. Today we are going to be talking about branding. Certain brands that stood out to us and kind of really hung on. I mean, if we remember it had to hang on for 30, 40 more years after we saw it. So how it influenced our decision making. We're going to kick it off, let y'all start off and start talking about some brands we know of and how they influence us.
That's a hard one to start off.
You may start off.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Do you have any great coupons?
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of those catchphrases from the 80s, yes.
Well, you talk about where's the beef for Wendy's.
Oh, yes. Where's the beef? The late, great Miss Clara Peller, who did that commercial. The whole thing, of course, the basis was that Wendy's burgers had more beef than other burgers. And this cute little old lady going, "Where's the beef?" And that phrase actually made its way into political speeches at the time. And it really went from being very specific to Wendy's burgers to a very generic sort of cultural phrase, meaning where's the substance?
Yeah.
I think you could still say it today, and kids might not know where it came from, but they would certainly get the hint.
Yeah.
You know, they could use context clues to figure out what where's the beef means. But yeah, we had lots of phrases like that. We had, "I want my MTV."
I want my MTV.
Yeah. I mean, I
said quite a bit.
And, I know that's what commercials are all about anyway, is making those phrases that people will say and repeat.
To hook you in.
Yes.
Little earworms that stick with you.
Yes.
Subliminal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Those advertisers are vicious that way, but they are successful.
That's why their brand was successful and held on. They understood what demographic they were going to be selling to. And they worked on. I would like to think that they probably had 4 or 5 catchphrases and they worked it on a target audience and it brought some kids in and said, well, let's see how they respond to this. It was like Ghostbusters. Okay, let's see how they work when we take the puppy away.
Yeah. And Calgon, Take Me Away.
Calgon, Take Me Away.
Calgon, and of course, for those of you who are listening who may not know this, Calgon was a type of bubble bath. And the commercial was, I would say, a beleaguered housewife who was finally getting 5 seconds to take a bubble bath by herself. And it was, "Calgon, take me away."
Was it a palm olive? You wouldn't have dish pan?
Yes, dish pan hands.
Well, if you're going with Calgon, I'll bring up Summer's Eve. Have you ever had that not so fresh feeling?
Yes.
Well, it's very interesting. Being a pharmacist, and I get to deal with these people on a daily basis. I actually occasionally will have some people still ask for them. In case you didn't know, they have been phased out over the years. They're very, very hard to find because the studies have proven that obviously they're not good for you. But yes, it does still surprise some of the older ladies who come in looking for some Summer's Eve. Because I have that not so fresh feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say that kind of, and this isn't really Gen X, but we're going to go a little historical here. If you look back at historical ads from, say, the 40s and 50s, you have these ads very specifically directed at women, and they should be using Lysol for a douche.
Yes.
A solution of Lysol because, yes, you want to have that clean, fresh feeling. And of course, what we know is it just kills all the good bacteria. And
I think that even permeated into, didn't Mike Myers use that in a Wayne's World thing where he's talking about Garth? He said, "Do you ever just feel like you're not so fresh?"
Yes.
Because it permeates the culture. And it's honestly for a lot of us, I guess it's something we probably kind of laughed at because that's an interesting thing to have to be talking about in a commercial. especially for a 10-year-old boy. Go, what are they talking about, Mom?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like like the pads and the tampon commercial. What's the blue stuff?
Yeah, well, that's yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can't use it. We can't use the red. It has to be blue.
Yeah.
That, I want to go back to the gray poupon because, of course, they did that to make us all think it was fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, those of you young people who might be listening to this and haven't seen the commercial, it was two very fancy cars, limousines probably,
Like
pulling up,
Rolls-Royce.
pulling up next to each other, and the back window rolling down, and the occupant of one vehicle going, "Pardon me, do you have any gray poupon?" And the other one saying, "Why, of course." And they pass it. And of course, you can buy this mustard at Walmart.
Yeah.
It is not that fancy.
But it was sold as if it was the peak of sophistication.
Yes, absolutely.
What
It's
was the-
attainable.
Not that tasty either.
No,
it's really not. What was the
Depends on which one you get.
the ice cream?
I know you're not talking about the Viennettas.
Viennetta.
Yeah.
And it was, everybody thought it was the,
The
end all,
peak of
be all
sophistication.
because it was the commercial looked fancy. And it was like, it's not really that great.
Yeah, well, the international coffees,
Mhm.
those were marketed as being
Yeah.
very European and
Yeah,
Well, we've been to Europe, and I've never ever saw one of those.
no.
Domino's with Avoid the Noid promoting
Mhm.
their 30 minutes or less, get it to your doorstep, and it's hot, fresh, ready, and the way you want it done.
And they did it without GPS.
Did it without GPS, like pirates.
And they ended up having to stop that because there were people that were injured in accidents by Domino's drivers trying to get to a residence within 30 minutes. Yeah.
We all need to avoid the Noid.
Oh, yeah.
Little commercials with the Noid. If you don't know what that is, children listening, look it up. I'm not.
A video game or something?
Yes,
There
it's a
was.
video game.
Wow, it influenced a video game. Wow.
Not a very good one. Yeah.
And 7-Up's Spot had a video game
Hmm.
Hmm.
on Nintendo.
I did not know about that.
Yep. Sure did. There were a few things like that actually had video games.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Yeah.
Liv Moss.
Liv Moss.
My dad loved that Chihuahua. I mean,
How could you not? I
Yeah.
think I actually have a little squeaky Chihuahua stuffed animal at my house.
I mean, today people would be like, "Oh, that's cultural appropriation, that sort of thing." But I will tell you, my dad, a true Mexican, thought it was hilarious.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh.
Yeah, why not?
Life's too short. Don't get so tied up in that.
And a whole country full of people learned how to say, what? I love Taco Bell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, me and Bridget were talking about it the other day. I said, remember how good we had it with the $59.79 and 99-cent menu at the Taco Bell?
Mm.
Eat like a king. She was like, yeah, but you realize how broke we were? I was like, yeah. Shh. College kids survived off $59.79.99. Well, I mean, McDonald's had Ronald McDonald. I mean, that was a pure market to children.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
If we're going to mascots, y'all, I have a list.
There's a lot.
I have a list.
I mean,
of
please tell me
mascots.
one of them includes the Budweiser.
It does.
Yeah.
And the Budweiser frogs, and a lot of them do go to alcohol. I was not aware of this. People of our generation, we all know Spuds McKenzie.
Yes.
That very sweet little dog. But thanks to, is it Tone Loc? Flavor song that,
Mhm.
yeah. And he talks about Alex from Stroh's.
Yeah.
And I was having to explain to him in the car yesterday. And Alex from Stroh's actually predates Spuds McKenzie. I did not know that. And Alex apparently was a German Shepherd.
Oh.
Yeah. And so you've got the Alex from Stroh's. You've got the Taco Bell Chihuahua who said, Yo quiero Taco Bell. You have Spuds McKenzie. Some kind of terrier.
Like, yeah,
A bull terrier,
whatever the target dog is, same thing.
Yeah,
It was a female dog, too.
Yeah.
And then, probably did like it was a male dog.
We had
The dog was actually female.
Ton of those Buds McKenzie cups and glasses and stuff like that.
They had ads. I saw one. I think it was like, this drawing, you can party with Spuds McKenzie. I'm like, ooh, boy.
Morris from Nine Lives.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so many of these mascots lean toward the dog, but you did have Morris from Nine Lives.
The finicky cat.
The finicky cat who would only eat Nine Lives cat food.
Hershey's had Messy Marvin.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
My mom used to call me Messy Marvin.
Ah.
Because he, just like myself, would get the chocolate syrup everywhere. Not the squirt bottle, kids. The can.
Wow.
Yes, the can.
That is
What you
hardcore.
needed the opposite end of the bottle opener for.
Yep.
If you even know what a bottle opener
You
is.
know what a bottle opener is.
We had, of course, Ronald McDonald, leaned
McDonald.
real heavy into him, and the whole crew,
The gang, McDonald's
Fry
gang.
guys.
the Fry guys,
Birdie.
Mayor McCheese.
Mayor McCheese is a
Grimace.
Hamburglar,
Mhm.
and Grimace is supposed to be a taste bud. Is that what I've read somewhere?
I've never.
I
I've not heard that.
never knew what he was.
I mean, I know what he looks
I
like,
just thought
but
it was like Mr. Snuffleupagus because he was just there.
Oh,
I think he was meant to represent a taste bud.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
The Hamburglar.
rubble, rubble.
If you go to Paragould and go to the hamburger station, they have a Hamburglar statue still out
No,
there.
oh, that's
Wow.
epic.
I would put that under lock and key.
Yeah. Well, you remember like the McDonald's, when we were kids, the playground they had, they had that Mayor McCheese thing went outside and it looked like a jail.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Kid jail.
Do any of these brands have any mascots like this anymore?
I think some of those, I think they're not allowed to have some of those type of mascots.
Like the live animal mascots?
I don't know. When we like Ronald McDonald, I think they've really
They
scaled
kinda
back.
Pulled away from that quite a bit.
Well,
For
because
those
clowns are
children.
scary.
Well, I was like,
I mean, not to me, but
Children are sensitive.
I think it's true. Like,
Well, I mean, you compare our Ronald McDonald, it's pretty sanitized compared to the first one, Willard Scott.
Willard Scott's,
they're
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, and he was a great clown. I mean, professional.
the burger.
But the way he did this
I hate the Burger King. He freaks me out.
Here's something we have. Now they have, if they see it, an animated Colonel Sanders for KFC, where we were still alive at a time when the actual Colonel
Mhm.
Sanders was.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Colonel himself.
So there's a little difference.
Yes, at the end.
And he really wasn't a mascot. He just owned the joint.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he dressed like that every day. If he did, he's had a lot of money, more power to him.
And the word stories that if he went into a place and didn't like it, he'd haul the chicken cookers off
Mhm.
in his own car
Yeah.
because they weren't doing the chicken correctly.
So,
And he's just Colonel coming.
Life cereal had Mikey.
Mikey likes it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, he likes it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about Mikey.
I mean, I've still referenced that to this day to my dog. If she eats something, oh, Mikey likes it. I mean, that's been going on for 40 years
Mhm.
now. That's a long,
Yeah, of
that's some
course.
longevity.
Didn't Mikey become the kid playing Mikey become the subject of an urban legend wherein
I think he was the one that died from Pop Rocks.
yes, Pop Rocks and
Pop
Diet
Rocks and
Coke.
You know, the kid that played Mikey died because he had a Pepsi and some Pop Rocks.
Of course, he did not. That
Urban legend.
spoiler alert, that did not happen. But but yes, that child was the subject of an urban legend.
Messy Marvin was the Peter Billingsley in Christmas Story.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice.
He was Messy Marvin.
Hmm.
Oh, there's plenty of them. I mean, like I said, we were talking earlier about Bugle Boy jeans. Are those Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing?
Oh,
Yes, they are. And she just drives off. What the heck? Why did you want to know?
oh yeah, those heavy '80s clothes brands. Trust me, I got the list. Panama Jack.
I remember seeing them on the people who could afford them.
Yes.
Same.
Oh yeah, I never had one.
Yeah.
That
And
was the problem is I was looking through some things and trying to jog my memories like, nope. That was high-end stuff.
mhm.
Jordache and...
And of course now Jordache is
Oh, man.
low end Kmart.
Chick jeans.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about chick jeans. And Guess. And does Guess still exist?
It kind of does. My purse is actually Guess.
Okay, well, I guess it does.
I
then.
Yeah.
never would have guessed that.
But I will say I got at Burlington 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't know.
And Peppy. Guess and
Oh
Peppy.
gosh, yeah.
And Z Cavaricis.
Z-Cabs.
Every
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All those other brands we couldn't afford.
Yeah, oh, I never wanted them.
So when we were talking about this yesterday, my comment was I had what Walmart had.
Mhm.
Mhm.
My options were limited.
Absolutely. Especially in a rural area. Absolutely. I mean, you just either hand-me-downs or
Which I had quite a few of. So whatever my uncle my Uncle Jimmy wore, I ended up getting.
I
But
know.
none of his cool concert shirts, which is the bummer.
I was the baby. And
Got all of them.
both parents worked and had really good jobs. So, well, and I think too, this is just outside of all. My mother and my father both grew up poor.
Mm-hmm.
And by gosh, my kids, basically, my kids are going to have the best we can get them. Trips to Belk every year,
Wow.
Tommy Hilfiger jeans, Duckhead shirts. I had the preppy uniform. Let me tell you,
You owned Ray-Bans, didn't you?
I didn't get Ray-Ban. I didn't even care for them.
I actually did buy a pair myself when I found my own earnings.
Yeah.
So.
Ocean Pacific shorts.
OPs, yeah.
I was balling. I wasn't gonna lie. I had Reebok pumps.
Jonathan, he came from a more wealthy
Yeah.
background, and he was the oldest. So
Yeah.
he got everything new. He had like the Tommy Hilfiger. He had all that really fancy stuff. And I rib him about it to this day. Because you couldn't tell to look at him now. He was quite fancy.
Chick jeans and the
Calvin Klein's.
Calvin Klein.
And
Oh.
poor little Brooke Shields in that commercial
Mhm.
was she even
Like
of legal age at that
14,
point?
15, probably.
And again, listeners, feel free to look this one up. It is this teenager who is probably not of legal age yet, clearly wearing nothing but a pair of Calvin Klein jeans. And the catchphrase was, "Nothing comes between me and my Calvins."
Yeah.
Yes.
What's that mean?
Suggesting she has gone a commando.
Oh.
But we talked. I don't know when we
she's
talked,
riding the
but
popularity of Blue Lagoon.
yeah,
Mhm.
sexualizing these young girls. You had Jodie Foster as the prostitute and taxi driver, and Brooke Shields in Blue Lagoon, and all of this very, very highly sexualizing these young girls.
Well, was it Cindy Crawford for Pepsi there for a while?
Mm-hmm.
She was selling Pepsi a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think most of the guys that watched the commercial knew she held a Pepsi or touched a Pepsi machine. Oh, Cindy Crawford.
I mean, on the opposite end of that, when I was younger, Michael Jackson was the spokesperson for Pepsi before the incident, and I love
That
Michael
would be
Jackson.
For listeners, that's an accidental fire.
And you can go on YouTube and see that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
It happening to
yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, I drank nothing but Pepsi because I love Michael Jackson so much at the time.
the choice of the new generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he became a brand himself.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just the music, but he was anything he would honor, that he would touch or endorse.
And that really ignited the Cola Wars.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
The Cola Wars. There's a brand war right there.
Oh, big time. Take the
Coke.
Pepsi challenge, new Coke.
Coke brought Max Headroom into the
I've got
Yes.
Max Headroom on this list. Yes.
Loved Max Headroom.
Yeah. Bless him.
Which
Matt
is-
Frewer is an amazing actor.
He
though.
is.
I love Matt Frewer.
Well,
Yes.
would Johnny Five in Short Circuit be considered anything for Dr. Pepper because he said, "Would you like to be?"
Wouldn't you like to
Would you
be a
like to be-
pepper too?
Yes.
That is a big phrase for Dr. Pepper.
When I saw that movie on the big screen, I literally ended up having to walk out of the theater because I could not stop laughing at "Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?" Yeah, and those moments when you just cannot stop. I thought I was going to pop a lung.
I mean, my favorite line is, "Her pants are blazing for you, Nugent Crosby."
Oh, our pants are blazing for you, Nugent Crosby. That is such a stereotypical friggin'.
It's terrible. It's so funny, though. Ugh.
So now, Mac.
I forgot his name.
Go ahead.
He is as white as the day is long.
I can see his face.
Yeah, he's
Gone.
been in other movies. Yeah, because I can remember honestly seeing him in another movie playing. I was like, well, he doesn't really sound like that in real life. He's like, I thought that's really just how he sounded.
So Max Headroom, it was a TV show, but
Yes.
didn't he also shill for Coke?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
New Coke.
New Coke, got it.
Well, if I remember correctly, the TV show is about media
Yeah.
and people having instant ratings.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember much else about it. I just remember
It was set like
Fisher
50,
Stevens.
51 minutes into the future or something.
dystopian
Yeah.
world type thing. So.
Yeah. Not on branding, but if you didn't know, they're remaking The Running Man.
I just saw something about it yesterday.
Oh, I had no idea.
Dystopian television instant ratings just made me think of it.
Wow.
They're remaking The Running Man.
That's the life we're living in right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Good
And
times. Okay, so Randy.
hang on. I want to go back to clothes again. United Colors of Benetton.
I remember seeing the ads
Yes,
in like
I
my
saw the ads.
Young Miss magazine or 17.
But yeah, Benetton was if you wanted to be cool and fashionable and international, that because all the ads were very diverse in
Very
their
inclusive,
very
yes.
inclusive, very
For the
diverse in
time,
their
yes,
representation. It was very, very, very different. You typically did not see different races in the same kinds of ads. And I think the closest Benetton to us was either Little Rock or Memphis. I never actually owned anything from Benetton. Was Banana Republic, was that one of the GenX brands too?
Yeah, I mean, it's along with Gap. I mean, I think they're all owned by the same company.
All right.
Banana Republic, Gap, and something else. I think they're all owned by the same company.
It was a shoe. Looks like a pump.
Feels like a sneaker. Easy Spirit.
Easy Spirit, yeah.
Easy Spirits are amazing. But
Got you too.
that commercial with women basketball players playing a full-on, full-out basketball game wearing Easy Spirit heels. And from Manor's Laugh, I think she's never seen that commercial before.
Seen it. I will Google it when I get home.
That song just stuck. Well, it's stuck in your head. It's a kind of a fun little song. It looks like a pump.
Feels like a sneaker.
I don't know why it sticks. Though.
My travel shoes when I have to go on airplanes, though they're Easy Spirit travel time clogs.
Nice.
Yeah.
So comfortable. So comfortable.
Like Mike. If I could be like Mike.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big stuff.
Oh, Michael Jordan. Wow.
What a brand.
Oh,
I mean, he just.
His own brand.
Yes.
Yeah. Just like Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
In anything Michael Jordan touched, shoes, clothes, movies.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
So I guess I could just say the 80s specifically were owned by the Michaels. For the most part.
Yeah.
Generation
But
of
you do
Michaels.
have the McDonald's commercial of Magic Johnson. It was Magic Johnson. Name was Jordan and Larry Bird. Well, I can hit it from here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can hit it from here.
Mhm.
Oh, I
I
forgot
can
about
make the
that.
shot.
Yes.
The big McDonald's commercial. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're like on like at some roof somewhere trying to get
Yeah.
the thing from way off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, off the corner. Yeah, it's
Down the street.
ridiculous shots.
But of
On top
course,
of the road.
celebrity endorsements are not a new thing. Again, you go back and look at the 30s and
Right.
40s, and it's like, Joan Crawford uses oil of Olay night cream.
Or even during the George and Gracie show, they would pause and and it's like George smoking his whatever. I only smoke Lucky Strikes.
The Flintstones
Yes, the Flintstones.
smoking whatever the Flintstones smoked.
Mm-hmm.
I showed that clip to my students and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Well, the Beverly Hillbillies, for a long time,
Right.
right before
the
the
early
show,
ones.
the opening was them driving past a billboard, and I know at least one of them was for some brand of cigarettes.
Well, I think it was a Reagan era decision on the marketing to children through Saturday morning cartoons and stuff like that, and how they were marketed to. That the law got changed, and man, it was like open season.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
I mean, not in a horrible way. We got marketed to really well, but I mean, cereal, cartoons, cereal, toys, anything they could think of.
Well, they just wanted to deregulate everything.
Yeah.
So that's why, that was one of the things he was elected on.
Yeah.
We'll just kill all the regulations of pretty much everything. And that was one part that oftentimes gets overlooked.
Yeah.
The marketing to children, because a lot of times it was just, factory regulations and things like that.
Now, I mean, of course, we were not the first generation of that because,
No.
again, teaching my vampire class,
It goes back and forth and back and forth.
well, there's so many things that were marketed for Dark Shadows. There were not one but two different Dark Shadows board games that showed kids sitting around playing the Dark Shadows board game and trying to get the fangs, and
Mhm.
there were the creepy horror heads. Basically really ugly little pillows. You can get Barnabas, the witch, the werewolf, and they're supposed to hang on your doorknob. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, obviously the marketing towards kids absolutely ramped up for our generation. But I can tell you for dang sure Dark Shadows marketed to kids.
Oh, $6 million man. Marketing kids.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
And some of that may have just been post World War II, really kicking up in World War II when you could almost say childhood was kind of invented after that period, because beforehand, a lot of kids, like my grandparents, had to put in more labor earlier in their life.
Yeah.
And so you end up with, now you've got the 2.3 kids at home or whatever it was. Well, if mom's going to be at home, she's got to find some way to entertain them. But, hey, there's a great place to sell stuff. So let's come up with things they need to have.
I think you definitely see the rise of the national marketing campaigns. Because, now the beginning of radio and television in everybody's home, you're able to reach them. It's not just a local business putting an ad in the paper selling. Now nationally, I mean, your branding and your marketing can go across the country. Well, you can just go to your local Sears and get that. I mean, there's a lot of, I think you see a rise of that quite a bit. Of course, but, in respect to our generation, man, did it get flooded out there. Everything had a brand and a jingle or something that get you. And really, some of them, I'm sorry, whoever wrote whatever for Cheerios, it didn't taste good, buddy. It still tastes like wet cardboard.
Kicks. Or King Vitamin. Talking about the worst cereals.
Tiger. I mean,
they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For about 15 seconds and they sog out.
Yeah, man, they're laced with so much sugar. You're right. There's
Fruit
sugar.
Loops.
You might as well just put sugar in milk.
The Fruit Loops toucan. Follow your nose. It always knows. Yeah, and Trix.
Tricks
Yeah,
for
the
kids.
leprechaun, Trix, the bunny.
For Sugar Smacks.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids. Well, everything. Tootsie Pop. Mr. Owl.
Oh, yes. A 1, a 2,
3.
You talked about Spuds, but also the Budweiser Frog.
We talked about that earlier.
Okay. Well, I didn't. This is sort of a real quick passing reference to.
Oh yeah,
The Clydesdales too.
the Clydesdales. I mean, they're more majestic mascots rather than funny. And of course, Derek and I, Dr. Clements and I have been to, and you have been to Mardi Gras more than once. And we have seen some of the Budweiser Clydesdales in the Mardi Gras parades. And those suckers are massive. They are enormous, gorgeous horses.
I went to SeaWorld in San Antonio several years ago, and they were housed there for a while.
Wow.
And I got to see them super up close. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Just majestic beasts. Just beautiful.
Good thing Bridget in here. She hates horses.
Oh, no.
Oh, she hates them. The devil himself.
I was fixing to say they could feed a family of 4 for a week.
Oh,
sorry. The room just turned on me.
This horse turned last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much a brand, but some of the things that were fads in this period and different brands jumped on the bandwagon. I mentioned to you acid wash jeans yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Those
me,
are hideous.
I kind of made my own through where I worked. It was not so much with acid, but I get my jeans and they'd eventually become my work jeans. So I was like, hey, I could wear my jeans that look worn out with holes in them, and all of a sudden fit in. Wow!
And then that's just some of that planned obsolescence. They acid wash and they don't last as long, and then you have to turn around and buy more.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where they were like shooting some with shotguns to make bunches of little holes in them with pellets.
Oh,
They get
yeah.
the razor blades.
Just took scissors to hers.
Yeah.
That's the easier way to do it. Yeah.
Victoria's Secret. That really started growing through. And of course, the Miracle Bra. And some girls didn't need Miracle Bras. I did. They still, I couldn't afford it because, of course, it was all very expensive. But, at the time, Victoria's Secret was the fanciest anything you could buy.
You saw that in the mall. That's where most people were. You thought they were selling pornography out of that.
Yeah.
To avert your eyes, don't look towards the Victoria. Oh,
Have you not seen the JCPenney catalog?
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff in there.
JCPenney catalog scary. The further back in the years you go,
Yeah.
Juicy fruit and double mint. Little jingles they had.
Mm-hmm. The double mint twins.
Yeah. Juicy fruit, it's going to move you.
I don't remember that.
The taste is going to move you. Yeah.
I remember it. I'm trying to remember the Big Red song.
Yeah. Big Red. Yeah, there was a song for Big Red.
Something a little longer. Is that one?
Hang on, I got to find it. You know I'm willing to sing on this podcast. My crappy voice. Big Red.
Longer with
How about,
Big Red.
Get a little closer.
Don't be shy. Get a little closer with arid extra dry. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat
Me and
bar.
Bridget were talking about how the Simpsons marketed Butterfinger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, I'd forgotten that.
Can't lay a finger on my Butterfinger. I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
So kiss a little longer. Make it last a little longer. Longer with Big Red. That Big Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on while you chew it. So say goodbye a little longer. Make it last a little longer. Give your breath long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
I mean,
I'm so sorry. I was in choir in high school, y'all. I really can sing, just maybe not on my
There's a
own.
lot of those out there.
Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Toys R Us kid. Yeah. There's
Did we have
another.
Toys R Us in India Mall for a short period of time?
No.
no, it was just KB.
KB.
Yeah, we didn't have a.
Oh, this is the best website ever. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce,
Oh,
cheese,
my
pickles,
gosh.
onions on a sesame seed bun.
I was discussing with someone the other day about the Big Mac hat that McDonald's had out for a while.
Oh my
That print Big Mac on.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, we talked on the last episode about the coupon book.
The coupon book. Yes.
$5 coupon book at McDonald's with 25-cent and 50-cent coupons
Like
in there. Yeah, that was a
coupons.
gift for Christmas
Mm-hmm.
to your loved ones who will be angry at you.
Perfect size for the stuff.
Oh, but I do need to write something down for the Christmas special while you're saying that. So,
Well, I got another one, but it goes across the individual companies, but boom boxes and Walkman cassette players.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things that we tend to just call a boom box or a Walkman, regardless of who built it.
Who built it? Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Even
so
though
they
that was
have a
brand
real
specific.
big impact on us, because now we can take our music with us and bother people everywhere.
Yes.
Because you can
Mhm.
hear through the headphones. And of course, you got the boom box, you got to turn your tunes up as loud as you can
Well, I mean that's
to
for.
irritate the neighbors.
Well, it's not just for that because it's for the for your street dancing.
Street dance. Well,
Street dancing,
For
hold
your street
down,
dancing.
so kind of just
It's like we didn't have streets where
well, we didn't think about it either, but I mean, a lot of people were using Walkmans like New York for their commute walk to work.
yeah.
You don't think about it until you watch a movie that's set in New York, because that's what I think about. It's like, oh, yeah, they really did. I wouldn't have thought walking to work because I live in Arkansas.
And we did not walk anywhere.
We don't walk anywhere.
Yeah.
It's too far away.
Yeah.
Well, for us, the boombox was the thing we took on band competitions because we'd have these long drives on buses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd crank it up, and
Yeah.
somebody would be in charge of the.
Yeah. Before the buses had their own sound system. Yeah.
I was in the back of the bus.
Buses have sound systems. Which one?
They do now.
Passion pit.
The passion pit. Oh my God. Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
conjunction, junction. What's
Yep.
the function?
Linking up nouns and phrases and clauses.
I'm just a bill.
That's how I learned about how the government works.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't remember the other one. There's one that's got somewhere in something about the Boston Tea Party mixed in it, but I can't.
yeah, there's the Boston. There's the one about the girl ice skating.
Mhm.
That
Figure eight.
Yeah, figure eight. Yep.
There's Interplanet Janet.
That is it. Yeah.
There's verb. That's what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Exclamations,
Inter-
emotions, and excitement.
Interjections.
Oh yeah, it's interjections.
Interjections.
I was
Yes.
close.
So close.
Darn.
We were on to and we didn't even know it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Is if they make it fun and set it to music, are easier to remember.
I learned all of my multiplication tables on a record in second grade because they would put the little record on 1 times 1 is, and it plays us music. And I don't know why it would be remembered easier, but it did, because I guess as a kid it was fun.
I'd rather have that than flashcards that kept.
Yeah.
It was like Ghostbusters.
I even had to have a math
4 times 4. I don't know, a triangle.
Which amazed my father, the accountant. So I just had to have help with math even in elementary school. And then was glad to get through algebra when I did. But so music would have been easier because, oddly enough, I had this thing for music in high school and junior high and high school. So that would have probably helped.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Yuck.
Mr. Yuck.
Mr. Yuck is mean. Yeah. Mr. Yuck is green.
Had that sticker on our phone. I wrote it.
Yes, for poison control.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Okay, let me show you a picture. Maybe
a little round green face. Kind of. Sometimes it had a stick, tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
Meaning, don't taste this. It's bad.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Yuck,
here in Radio Land who have no idea what Mr. Yuck is.
You think I should know this?
To stop kids from drinking the Drano under the sink.
Stop us from eating the Tide Pods.
I mean, I don't get as many.
More Tide Pods. You can't drink Drano.
I will say that we don't, in the more modern technological age, I don't get as many calls about my kid swallowed this. What do I do? Yeah. And then I would direct them to poison control.
Probably just Google it real quick.
But most of the time now they just hey, Google, give me poison control. And that's a great thing.
And the other one that we were talking about was
McGruff the crime dog.
Oh, yeah.
They got bite out of crime.
Yeah.
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear.
Only you.
Can break forest fires. Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's a lot of stuff branded out there. And like I say, we didn't know we were being marketed to in some ways.
I mean, the good thing about the last 3 were they're things that are helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got helpful branding, and we got branding trying to get you to buy stuff. So that's pretty interesting. So I never thought about the difference.
Well, you know what? It's like G.I. Joe had all those PSAs at
the very end.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching or reading something recently about rationing during World War II and how in the UK they had artists from Disney create characters to go on their, pamphlets on, there's like, I don't know, Petey the Potato or something like that, just to make that more, I guess, maybe less depressing. Mm-hmm. But that was fascinating how they hired Disney people to create these characters. Mm-hmm. That's just amazing. So the branding goes way back.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's always been a thing, but
it's fascinating.
Back in Vietnam, they had a comic book showing people how to clean their M16A1s. And how to use them because of the illiteracy rates. Soldiers, it was easier to have a comic book. We managed to get one given to me that is still in the plastic.
Interesting.
So I haven't opened it because I know what's inside it, but I wanted to keep it pristine.
I'm sure it's digitized somewhere.
Oh, yes, there are.
Teddy Ruxpin. Let's talk about Teddy Ruxpin.
Creepy. Put in the Ozzy Osbourne tape. Fun, Satanic Panic.
And again, for those of you who are listening who have no idea what a Teddy Ruxpin is, it's a teddy bear with a cassette player in the back. Basically early animatronics.
I'm curious as to the release date of Teddy Ruxpin in the movie Child's Play.
Okay.
If that was...
Well, Child's Play came from My Buddy.
My Buddy.
Oh, I forgot about My Buddy.
Yeah.
My Buddy.
My Buddy. Wherever I go, he goes.
Sorry to sing it.
And then there was and Kid Sister. They were they were a pair. Yeah.
Who did you get My Pet Monster?
Yes, I remember My Pet Monster.
Pet Rocks.
I think that's
someone in our that's early Gen X.
I mean, that would be my mother had Pet Rocks, so that was like late boomer. Early Gen X.
1975.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Firmly ours.
Early Gen X. And it was made by advertising executive Gary Dahl, the AHL.
Any relation to
brilliant man. To Bobby Dahl? I don't know.
I was going to say Roald Dahl.
I don't know. But, I mean, whoever marketed Pet Rocks.
Brilliant.
Googly eyes and a painted rock.
Didn't even need googly eyes. I mean, it was just a rock in a box.
Rock in a nest, right?
Yeah, a rock in a nest. Yes.
I keep putting, the heater on it, and it won't hatch.
It was packaged with custom cardboard boxes, complete with ventilation holes and straw bedding.
You know how well an advertiser and you got to be just, that's right, just put it in a box. Millions.
Mm-hmm.
What? Come on.
Merchandising.
We buy shiny rocks. We went to Onyx Cave up in Eureka, and of course, we got to come out there with, a geode to break open and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
so it's easy to want to buy things like that. Of course, the good news is you can put it on your desk. You don't have to water, don't have to feed it, don't have to clean up there.
It's that FOMO. it's like, I look at my pet rock. Well, I got the fear of missing out. I got to get me a pet rock. If she's got a pet rock, I got to get a pet rock.
Before Geico got the gecko, it was so easy a caveman could do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all one of the cavemen. I saw one of the caveman men characters on commercial lately.
Really?
I think they still bring him out every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't for Geico, and they had a short-lived TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think did it make it past the season.
I'm not sure it made it a full season.
I know it was short-lived, was right. I just remember it just kind of got to be the same jokes over and over. Where, outside of our appearance, we dress like the hipsters of the day, and then how much can you beat that joke?
For Pizza Out.
It's Pizza In.
Mm.
Yes.
Pizza Hut have a channel? Can't remember.
Oh.
Well, I know there's nobody at Pizza's the Hut, but I think that's modern.
Yeah.
That's modern.
They did have good commemorative glasses for most things, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they had actual glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Back in our day, they had glasses, not plastic cups.
I'm trying to think if Pizza Hut did have, but I know after Pizza Hut, it's Pizza Inn. Of course, Domino's had a Board Denoy. So those were pretty much the top three pizza places.
Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yep.
That took a little while to get to this area.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about the shift from the aluminum tray TV dinners, where I do remember seeing ads in older magazines for them, to microwave TV dinners with plastic containers. I don't remember how they were marketed. Do you? Anybody remember that?
Mm-mm.
Or it just was that?
I remember that when it started coming up, you could microwave them now.
And everybody's like, oh, I gotta get one.
Yeah.
Versus the 30 minutes in the oven.
Yeah, you can get it 3 minutes in the microwave, and there it is.
And I just remember going crazy over the idea of microwave French fries, and you get them home and they're like soggy, lamp, tasteless.
What about the guy that was on during the Saturday morning cartoons? Hanker for a hunk.
Hanker for a hunk of cheese.
That looks like a wagon wheel.
One also made
the orange juice.
Yes.
Little pop. Yeah, little orange juice pops with that.
That was trash.
Time for timer. What's his name?
Yeah.
Time for timer.
Oh yes.
Well, there's the other ones too. It's like my name is Yuck Mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't brush. Yep.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
And then don't drown your food.
Don't drown your food. Where I am the blob. I am the future blob.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot the future blob. Mm-hmm.
I am so sad for whoever's listening. All this singing.
Whatever. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
We are not responsible for damage to your...
Is this our very special musical episode?
There's a lot of things.
So let's do Sing and Dance from Pirates of Penzance next.
I think there's any more other things that you see branding. You see a lot of branding in films.
Oh, yeah.
Well, sure.
Like E.T. sold Reese's Pieces like no tomorrow.
Yep. Because M&M's wouldn't let him use them on screen.
I still don't care for Reese's Pieces.
That's okay. I'll eat your share.
Send them to our house. How about video games?
Well, I was thinking Goonies, Baby Ruth.
Oh, yeah. Baby Ruth from Goonies.
Yeah.
And, of course, Mike Myers really lampooned that in, I think it was the first Wayne's World movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Pizza Hut.
Newbrin, little, yellow, different.
He was doing it for what, like Japan too? Zang.
But, with video games that, you had Pac-Man, the video game. I think there was a short cartoon.
Yeah, there was a cartoon.
Cereal.
And cereal.
Yeah.
So
and a song.
Pac-Man Fever.
Pac-Man Fever. Mm-hmm.
So you do have some video games that were branded.
Mm-hmm. Donkey Kong was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were things that were branded the opposite direction, where Tron had a video game after the movie had released.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars video games, as we've talked about a few times.
E.T.
Oh, the most notoriously horrible, unwinnable game.
It was terrible.
Pitfall.
I loved Pitfall.
But you can win it.
Doesn't matter. I loved
It
it.
went on forever.
As long as you get away from the crocodiles.
I got up to 100,000 points on Pitfall.
Well, it's like Stand By Me. What they doing wagon train? Yeah, it just kept wagon training. So he just kept pitfalling. I don't know what happened to him.
He just swung and ran and climbed those ladders.
They just kept Space Invadering.
And Derek, something you brought up, concert T-shirts.
Concert t-shirts, I have mine on today.
Because he and I were both kind of trying to think back yesterday. How far back do those go? I mean, that concert T-shirt seemed very Gen X.
I bet there's some 60s.
Maybe 60s, but
I bet that's where it really
But
starts.
Gen X goes back to 65, so, you know,
I mean, it might start right in there.
because we're going to be near enough that, you know, and the bands that were big in the 60s that were also part of our generation and the generation of the late boomers are the ones that we still see kids walking around where you can buy at Walmart. You know, ooh, look, I got the Led Zeppelin shirt. Can you name a tune? I had a kid in my class the other day who had a Metallica thing on, and I said, so what's your favorite Metallica song? He named one. And I was like, we're going to be friends. You know?
That same thing
I saw Metallica on Little Rock, so what's your favorite tune? You know,
a student had a Smashing Pumpkins shirt on. I'm like, what's your favorite Smashing Pumpkins song? They're like, huh?
So it is the other way.
Yeah.
I was really expecting that. You
the
know?
world is a vampire, right? Huh? Okay, never mind.
Poser.
Take that shirt off. No, don't.
That actually happened to me before. You know, not to take the shirt off thing, but we were at a folk festival in New Jersey that's Scandinavians, and I'm buying a shirt with the Thor hammer on it, and a couple of Odin worshippers come up and start talking to me about it, and I can't answer their questions,
and they figured out he was just a big poser.
And they
They were real nice.
I've been the accuser and the accused.
Okay, so according to the website museumofyouthculture.com, in reference to concert T-shirts, the first concert T-shirt was reportedly created by an Elvis fan club in the late 1950s, while in the early 60s, the Beatles celebrated their U.S. tour by producing T-shirts, giving fans a way to feel closer to the Fab Four.
The Beatles.
By 1968, the first music merchandising company, Winterland Productions, was founded, and we haven't looked back since.
Well, then I'll go with the Winterland production.
Yeah, I'd say mass production of concert T-shirts is Gen X.
Because for us, I just remember if somebody showed up with one, everybody's like, ooh. And so when I was able to get my hands on some, I was like, ha ha ha.
Oh,
I have made it.
I made it.
Did they have a painted logo of their favorite band on glass at a fair?
Oh,
There you
now
go.
see, there's
The printed mirrors.
the printed mirrors and the roach clips, roach clips with feathers on them. We didn't know what they were for. We just thought they clip them in your hair.
Yeah.
Thought it was pretty.
Buddy.
Yeah, you'll like this hair clip, they'll say to the posers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then when the
Come show your
buttheads come
parents.
up, they're like, yeah, I got one for you right here.
Mhm.
Here's, you know,
Dad, I can't find my hair thing anywhere.
Which I learned it probably watching you.
Yeah.
That's for a different episode.
I know,
Yep.
I had to work it in because
Yeah. I'll wait for Bridget to get back for the anti-drug campaign because she has a lot to say on that one.
Okay.
Good, she's healthy.
I have to say, as a pharmacist, I'm pro drugs, but only the right ones.
Only the right. Just
I
to
was
make
reading
that
over
clear.
that this morning. I was thinking,
Only
I
the
hope
correct
you
right.
say a lot of these words because I don't know.
Anything else we got for that?
Just,
No.
yeah, toys. Had a lot of toys that would just, again, brand across from shows. G.I. Joe,
Yes.
Transformers.
My Little
Would go
Pony,
from shows, My Little Ponies,
Care Bears.
Care Bears.
the Care Bears.
Mhm.
Trying to think of what that.
Rainbow Bright.
Strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry shortcake. My sister had a lot of strawberry shortcake stuff
Which
that we could go across.
they've marketed it. There's a perfume out from I think Scentbird, and it is strawberry shortcake. It's supposed to smell like
Oh,
the
wow.
classic strawberry shortcake
Really?
doll.
Wow.
I think they had some, the actual throwback strawberry shortcake dolls in a Cracker Barrel at one time when we were in there. And they had that scent about them.
Scent is so strongly tied to memory.
Well, Cabbage Patch dolls, at least the original ones, their heads all smelled like baby powder.
I never actually had one. I never wanted one. I thought they were hideous.
Oh, I have
I
3.
never wanted the toy that people murdered for.
No.
Where the rides broke.
And my mother was like, I'm glad you didn't want one because we couldn't afford it anyway.
So
I'm like,
instead of a blood diamond, it's a blood doll.
Yeah, I guess GenX gets to own the whole Black Friday insanity shopping.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Branding
Christmas.
that did it. Branding.
That's Christmas special right
So
there.
that's and also that's a great place to probably end on the fact that branding drove the murders.
Well, I guess that's about all we can cover today. I sign off here. Of course, I tell you again, hey, follow us, ask questions. And this is the GenXperts podcast, and we're about to sign out. All we want to really know is, would you like to be a member? See you guys.